Hey, it's your old pal, Avian and Loaded, and it's another action figure obsession video. And I've really been working the last nerve of my obsession with Captain America lately. Yeah, sponsor wants me to turn that around. um, yeah, just all these caps, man, like 25 caps or so here on the work table, plus four in my Marvel Legends displays, and then two more in my Marvel Select with that marvelous 2024 Captain America that they did just before they went belly up, unfortunately. And I never thought I'd be sad to see Diamond go out of business because they wreaked such havoc in the comic book industry when they had a monopoly on comic book distribution. But what they were doing with Marvel Select the last couple of years before they went under was just absolutely fantastic. And for that reason alone, I am sorry that they did go under. So, been doing a little work here. There's some of my tools there in the background, my paint pens, my Kiki's loose joint fix, and Sharpies, which I don't talk much about. Sharpies are usually inadvisable for many of the things that I see customizers and kit bashers want to do. You'll notice there's no black one here. And there's no black one here because when you use a black Sharpie, despite the fact that it says permanent marker, the black ink in the Sharpie marker generally turns a very ugly sort of bruise-like shade of purple within a few years. And I mean, yeah, you can just keep putting more black Sharpie over it, but it's just not advisable. And I do try not to use Sharpies for anything more than kind of the simplest things. I did use, let's see. So when I did my Captain America prototype shields, of which I have two in my displays, they are basically just supposed to be silver, and they are supposed to just be either vibranium or adamantium vibranium alloy shields that have yet to be painted at the paint shop after they've been crafted by whoever it is that makes Captain America shields. And I think the one in the middle here, the kind of bronzish Sharpie, which looks like the cap isn't on all the way. Let me see if I'm right about that. Interesting. It doesn't look like it's... No, it's not on all. There we go. You heard that, right? That was definitive proof that I was right. It's probably all dried up now. But yeah, the kind of bronze one in the center there, I used that very sparingly to sort of show that the shield was not quite finished, and kind of just a couple of sort of concentric lines going around the shield, and then kind of worked it in, and then put silver over most of that again to just give the slightest hint that there was still something going on with the shield, that it wasn't quite finished. And then the silver marker here on the top, that actually I find, and so far I haven't noticed any degradation or color changing. I have used that occasionally for knife blades. If they give you a knife, like in G.I. Joe Classified, and it's just all one color, and the color is, green, beachhead. The silver one, in limited doses in small areas, the silver one seems to work pretty well. It's sort of semi-metallic. It's not like a chrome. But oh God, the paint's coming off this one too, now that I look at it. Or maybe it was always off. So this is the Bucky Cap update from a couple of years ago that came on the Vulcan body mold. Came with a pretty nice shield, although it did have a lot of swirly twirly defects in the plastic that I don't know if they were intentional or not. You can see it's taken some hits here. But of course, with Captain America, the great thing is you can always write it off as battle damage, unless, of course, the paint gets scraped off his nose, and then you just have to throw the figure in the garbage or learn how to paint better than I have. But anyway, the A on his mask or helmet, whatever you want to call it, you can see right there on the far right side, I'm seeing a very tiny bit of imperfection. Probably the color just didn't fully distribute at the time it was painted. I don't think it's a scratch. I don't think it's a chip. It's okay. I mean, you're not going to notice it from far away. This version of Bucky Cap, however, which I have kitted out with some other stuff, this is the original head from that one, and the A was seriously damaged in a fall. Quite a lot of the paint chipped off, and I just went over it with that silver Sharpie, and you tell me, I think it looks okay. I don't have a white acrylic paint pen. And the problem with the acrylic paint is for something this small as the A on Captain America's forehead, um, acrylic paint pens tend to run and be unpredictable. So I generally only use them for something like a shield, and it's only going to be in one color, so it's okay if it gets slopped around. This is the shield that I had given this Bucky cap before. The clip is still intact because only ever use the peg, folks. Don't ever use that clip for anything at all, ever. If I haven't mentioned this enough, and you haven't heard this before, the clip is a joke. Almost every single Captain America figure that comes with a shield, and there are a couple of exceptions, and you'll get a pass from me on the clip if you really want to dare it with those. But almost every single cap comes with this hand, where the thumb and forefinger are attached to each other. They are connected, and the peg for the shield fits perfectly into that hole. Never, ever use the fucking clip. Look. Come on. Oh, come on. This is my new one, too. I don't want to wreck it. Oh, hold on. Don't fall over. Just, you son of a bitch. All right, I'm putting the phone down, folks. Now it's getting serious. I'm putting the phone down. These hands are painted, too, so maybe there's some paint getting in the way of the peg going in. But come on. There we go. Thank you, Captain America. Thank you very much. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So yeah, I got the, as you'll see, I got the peg into the hole where it belongs. Get that thought out of your mind. Almost every Captain America that comes with one of these shields with the peg and the clip system comes with that hand that will hold the shield. You do not ever have to use the clip for anything. The clip is a lie. The clip will break. The clip will break your heart. Okay, now I gotta put it down again for a quick second. All right, gotta get that camera stand here, my phone stand, so I can zhuzh up my production quality here, folks. But sadly, I decided to spend all my money on toys yesterday instead, so it's probably gonna have to wait another week or two. But anyway, yeah, so I got another shield here for somebody to inherit, and this head. Once the paint dries, and it probably already has, once the Sharpie marker dries. And again, you get up close, you can see some tiny imperfections. It's not perfect. But believe me when I tell you that it does look better than it did 20 minutes ago when it had all the white paint scraped off and big swaths of blue coming right through. So this head goes with him right there. He goes back into the, does he? Go back into the rank and file? I don't know where he goes. I don't think we've decided. But here's that shield. And then, so we have a Bucky cap with his actual shield and the actual weapon that he came with. This Bucky cap has got the Marvel Legends 20th anniversary Captain America shield with the blue electricity cascading across it. So I figured, Bucky's got a robot arm, so maybe he can send an electric charge through the shield. He punches somebody in the face and charges it up as he's doing it. Wouldn't that be fun? Imagine that. That'd be so much fun. And then his weapon, actually, while it's the same model of pistol from the same mold, it does have a silver suppressor on the end of it, which tells me that it's probably from the Shield 3-pack that came with Nick Fury, Dum Dum Dugan, and Sharon Carter. And I feel like Sebastian Stan is judging me. God, that Sebastian Stan head sculpt is just killer, isn't it? That head sculpt and this one both came, I believe, with this Winter Soldier, which is a re-release of like the 2014 one, but it is the flashback Winter Soldier from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV series, if you happen to see that. While this one is actually I believe this is the original one from 2014 with an alternate head. Maybe that's the head that came with it. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it is because the paint seems to match the neck there. I think that may be the stock fully masked head that he came with back in 2014. Correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to leave a comment. But what I'm thinking about anyway is, so we got Bucky cap here. We got two Bucky caps, and I like how they both look. They are both looking good with their this one with his stock shield and gun, and this one with his zhuzhed up gun and the 20 years shield. And by the way, I do advise you, if you have this Bucky cap, to keep the gun in his hand and do something else with the knife, because the way the curve of the body is, as you can see right there, that gun is going to have a bend in it from now on. And I just, I've got enough of them from that Shield 3-pack that I'm not too worried about it. But, the gun looks bent even in the holster, and that's kind of annoying. And then when you pull it out, and the knife is the same way on the other side, they both look bent. And that's disappointing. Very disappointing. But I do want to do something with these two Winter Soldiers. This body is not great. I'm not in love with it, the movie Winter Soldier. But I have them, and I'm certainly spending a lot of my time on Bucky's pal, Captain America, these days, and thinking about him and kit bashing him and buying more of him. Looking right at you. And you. Bought those yesterday, if you haven't been following along. But anyway, yeah, I'm thinking about, arming these guys up, giving them some a decent ordnance, if you will. They're very skinny, they're very not great. They're 12-year-old figures, I believe. At least the body mold is 12 years old. And the new one is particularly galling because it's got some nice metallic paint on the robot arm, but he's missing paint in all the places that they gave it to him on this one. Some of the straps have paint on them. Look at the I don't know, are those shells? They kind of look like sewing needles. I'm not sure what those are. They didn't even bother to paint those on this guy. Yeah, I really feel like, and it's tragic when they do the boots and somebody spends all the time sculpting the boots and they don't put any paint or color on it whatsoever to call any attention to the extra sculpt work. So they really half-assed this figure both in the original release and this re-release, and probably I think there were a couple other re-releases of this figure as well, one in a 2-pack I think, and I'm pretty sure that it's they've more than gotten their money back on the molding for the movie Winter Soldier figure. And of course there are other movie Winter Soldier figures as well, where he's the good guy and he's joined the Avengers or whatever, or at least he's working with Captain America. But they're not a patch on the Crimson Dynamo Winter Soldier figure. I've got a couple of those in my collection, the comic Winter Soldier, and absolutely love those. And this Bucky cap, with the borrowed head from the flashback Winter Soldier figure. I mean, yeah, the head is a little small on that body, but that Sebastian Stan 1,000-yard stare is so compelling that I think we just can forgive that his head could probably be 5 to 10% bigger. As it is in the case of the actual masked head that he came with. See, there's a little bend on that gun, too, if you're looking very carefully, because that was in the holster at one point, too. But I'm trying to get these guys all straightened out with their goddamn guns, so they're not all curvy, curved. Peyronie's disease. It's a real thing. Real thing. So, yeah, just thinking out loud about my Winter Soldiers and celebrating my intermediate at best paint job to kind of fix this head and make it usable again. Not going to pop it on anything until the paint has the marker has a few days to cure. But it doesn't look terrible, does it? Well, maybe. But I did the best I could. I said to myself going in, if I screw this up, I'll just, and can't clean it up, I'll just throw it away. Because I really do like how this one looks. I don't have a problem keeping that one that way forever. So again, just thinking out loud about Captain America, Winter Soldier. But at least it's got a little Winter Soldier thrown in and not just Captain America. So thank you for watching this edition of, and remember, never use black Sharpie on your figures, kids. Never do that. Just don't. Don't do it unless you want it to be purple years from now and look like shit. Don't do it. Get an acrylic paint pen that is black, because those will work much, much better for those purposes. But you got to be careful because that paint gets drippy. Drippy, drippy, drippy. Yeah. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear them. Questions, analysis, observations. How How many Bucky caps and Winter Soldiers have you got in your collection, my friends? I'd love to hear about it. What's your favorite? Mine is definitely the Winter Soldier from the Crimson Dynamo Build-A-Figure wave. Really, really love that one. And for the movie ones, even though I'm pissed off that they didn't paint some of the stuff they should have, but this flashback Winter Soldier, I'll forgive a lot for a nice shiny metal arm, and that one's pretty good. I don't think that's swirly twirly plastic. I think there's some paint on there, but it looks damn good on camera anyway, doesn't it? Subscribe to the channel if you like this sort of thing, and hit the notification bell, and YouTube will let you know when I do another one, because so every once in a while I'll do another one. Quite a lot lately as my foot continues to heal, and this strangely seems to be the most comfortable position in the entire house, sitting at the work table and yammering away about James Buchanan Barnes, a.k.a. Bucky Barnes, a.k.a. Bucky the Boy Wonder, a.k.a. the Winter Soldier. Probably, he's not my favorite Marvel character. I mean, that's either Cap or Daredevil or Spider-Man on any given day. But Winter Soldier is definitely in the top 10, and as longtime viewers know, I got a thing for time travelers with robot arms, and if they have a clone, that's even better. So Bucky, as the Winter Soldier, he kind of time traveled by being frozen and thawed out, and frozen and thawed out, and he considers himself, a man of the very, very early 20th century, brought forward in time by circumstance and the Soviet Union and blah, blah, blah. So he's sort of a time traveler. He definitely has a metal arm. He doesn't have a clone yet. But Marvel, if you're listening, I have a proposal. Get in touch. All right, that'll do it for this action figure obsession. Remember, folks, keep doing it. Keep doing it for the dream. I'll see you on the next one.